Hey guys, so today we're going to make this cool little hover effect with GSAP. Alright, so what we have here is an anchor tag with a class of link, a div tag with a class of pink, a span tag, and an I tag with our font awesome icon. I'm going to leave this open so we can refer back to it later. Alright, let's make this link prettier. I think that looks pretty good. Now let's style the pink div. Let's give it a width of 2em, and then a height of 2em, and then a background color so we could actually see it. We should probably add the border radius here too. Alright, what is going on here? Oh right, yeah, we don't have a position of absolute on our pink div yet, so let's add that in. Okay, that still doesn't look right, and that's because our span and I tags don't have a position of relative to stack it in the Z index. While we're at it, let's add a margin left to the I tag. Okay, now we can position this pink div. Oh crap, okay, this is because our link doesn't have a position of relative to keep it contained. I might as well add a border here just so we can see what's going on. Okay, now we're going to center the pink div behind the letter S. Okay, so you're probably wondering, why are we using em units for everything? Well, it's because we want everything to scale to the font size of the link. Now if we use 3 rem, it'll scale up. And if we use 1 rem, it'll scale back down. And that's about it for our styling. Alright, finally, let's write some GSAP. But first, we should probably install it. Okay, let's declare our 2 elements first. Next, we're going to make a GSAP timeline. And in this case, we're going to call it hover TL or hover timeline. But what is a GSAP timeline? Well, a timeline is basically a sequence of chronological tweens. Now, what is a tween? A tween is just an animation between 2 different states, and in this case, 2 different CSS styles. In GSAP, there's 3 tweens. There's from tweens, to tweens, and from to tweens. But for this tutorial, we're only going to use the to tween. Next, we'll add a to tween to our hover timeline. Here we're targeting the pink div and giving it a width of 100%. And the reason why we're giving it 100% width is so that the pink div takes up the full width of the link. Alright, so why isn't it taking up the full width? Well, actually it is. It's just not positioned correctly. Alright, so what we'll have to do is add this into our calculation. Okay, that looks a lot better, but it doesn't look quite right. Why is that? Well, it's because we don't have a bouncy effect to it. Okay, so let's add an ease to it. Whoa, okay, that was too much. Let's slow that down. Let's add a duration. Okay, now we can see it, but that still looks pretty bad, so let's decrease the elasticity. Okay, that's starting to look a lot better. Now let's add our second tween to the timeline. Okay, that doesn't look quite right, so let's look at our animation again. Now what you'll notice here is that it shrinks and translates to the right simultaneously. So let's give this a left of 100%. Okay, that didn't work. Let's calculate this and remove 1.3 rem. Okay, that still looks wrong, so let's make that 4.5. Sweet. Okay, let's add the ease effect back in. Alright, now let's add a duration in here, and then also we should probably update the other duration as well. And I think that's it. Cool. Okay, so there's still something wrong here. Why is it playing automatically? Well, that's because GSAP timelines play automatically when you create them. So what we can do is add a pause method to our timeline. This gives us greater control over what triggers our animation. speaking of triggers, let's add an event listener to our link. Can you guess which method we're going to add in here? If you guessed play, you're right. Now our animation plays when we hover, but it's not reversing. Why? Well, that's because we don't have an event listener for mouse leave. Okay, so you can probably guess this next method. And that's it for our code. Let's try this out. Sweet. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe. I'll have another tutorial up this week, and it's gonna be around this highlight effect with GSAP.